Yeah, did you, miss? I no longer need a hairbrush. You were as miserable as I was when we went to bed last night.
Hi, Ranger Fearless.
Well, hello, Mimi. It's so great to see you. Are you actually smiling?
I can't wait to have fun with all the other adventurers today.
Her hair is a mess, and she's still happy. I don't get it.
Well, that's great, Mimi.
I mean, last night when we went to bed, she was as miserable as I was.
I started making friends with some of the other adventurers, and they're really nice.
Our adventures are pretty awesome. Adventure calls!
And when I tried to go to sleep with the blanket over my eyes last night, but then I remembered what you said about lying on my back and watching the stars.
Ooh, is that what you yelled? Would somebody please shut off those awful stars?
No, that was earlier.
What about when you yelled, this blanket smells like Quint's armpits?
No, that was earlier too. When I took the blanket off my eyes and I laid on my back and I looked at the stars, they were amazing. And I wondered why I'd never seen them like that before.
It's a wild guess, but maybe because you were normally asleep, which means your eyes were shut.
Anyway, I started thinking about, God and how wonderful He is, and the stars made me realize about how powerful and amazing He is.
Mimi, you're not acting like yourself this morning. I mean, are you sick? I mean, do you have a twin? I mean, who are you, and what have you done with my cousin?
No, Quint, I'm not sick, and no, I don't have a twin.
Quint, I think that Mimi's discovering how awesome and amazing God is. Isn't that great, adventurers?
Yes! It is great. When I started thinking about how powerful God is, I started getting really excited, and I just wanted to yell, woohoo! Yay! Yeah! Bam!
I think you're trying to say that you wanted to worship God.
Yes, that's it. I wanted to worship God.
Mimi, I think you'll like today's story. We're going to learn about Paul and Silas and how they told others about God's love.
Mimi may like today's story, but I'm stuck in a wild forest, and I don't really want to learn about what God has to offer me right now.
Paul and Silas were in a worse place.
What could be worse than this?
A prison.
Paul and Silas were in prison?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So, what? Wait, what's
Paul and Silas were in prison, and they were in there because some people didn't want them to share the word about God. But even in prison, they still worshiped God.
I don't get it. So they sang a few songs. We sang a few songs last night. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese.
Worshiping is more than just singing a song. But songs are a great way to tell God how excited you are about Him. Paul and Silas, they were excited and loved God.
So, just like I couldn't keep the stars from appearing at night, God's message wasn't ruined because Paul and Silas were thrown in jail.
You know what? When they started singing a song, something exciting and amazing happened.
What? What happened?
Follow me and you'll find out. Adventure calls!
I'm right behind you.
Mimi, did you really mean all you said about all the wild and the wilderness and the adventure?
Well, we're here for a week, Quint. We may as well have some fun.
I don't know about you. You may no longer care about combing your hair, but I'm still miserable.
Just try to have a little fun today, okay?
I'll try. Woohoo.
How long it takes for a pineapple to grow to its full size? It takes 2 years. And do you know which tree is the largest in the world? It's the giant sequoia. And do you know how many types of grass there are in the world? There are 9,500. And do you know where on its body a butterfly has its taste buds? Its feet.
Mimi, where are you, Mimi?
Look here. ago, I saw this really sparkly thing up a mountain, but it turned out to be a rock reflecting the sun.
Where's your lipstick and high heel shoes?
Back at the campsite, I very well couldn't climb trees wearing high-heel shoes. But enough about that. I'm glad you get down on all fours so I can stand on your back.
What?
There's a pine cone up there that I can't reach.
I don't get it. You spend your time in a mall and texting on your cell phone. What do you see in that pine cone?
It's so pretty. I want to see if I can get it.
Never would have expected that.
I know, I've surprised myself too. I'm trying new things to see what I like to do. But I'm not the only one trying new things.
I'll admit it. I put a marshmallow on an unsanitized stick, roasted it over a fire, then I ate it.
That was adventurous of you.
That was, wasn't it?
But I've also noticed that your allergies seem to be much better.
Yeah, I must be getting used to this forest or something.
Yeah.
Adventure calls!
Hey, I'm glad you guys are awake. I have a surprise for you.
What is it?
I found some people who are going back to the city, and you guys can go with them if you like. But you have to hurry. They only got a few minutes left.
Thank you, Ranger McFearless, but I think I'll stay.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we roasting marshmallows again tonight?
Yes,
Then I think I'll stay too.
I don't believe it. You've been complaining all week that you want to go home, and now you don't? You two are unpredictable.
It's an eye-opener for me too.
That reminds me of today's lesson.
What do you mean?
God is unpredictable too.
What do you mean God's unpredictable? I thought he was unchanging and trustworthy and true.
He is. You can always trust God. He's true and loving.
Mommy, this off, please.
Then, how is he unpredictable?
Really?
Yeah. In the Bible, in the Old Testament, God appeared to the prophet Elijah, and something totally unpredictable happened. It's a pretty cool story. Wind and fire, earthquakes.
Sounds dangerous.
And exciting.
Well, since you're staying, you can hear about it.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll meet you guys and the adventurers later. Because I'm gonna go tell the people who are leaving that you won't be joining them. Adventure calls!
Wow, I mean, that was a sudden turn of events.
Yeah. Since we're staying, let's join the adventures and figure out what happened to Elijah.